Alrighty then, people. I know y'all are coming back. We'll give you a chance to get back. As y'all come back, I'm gonna play a song. Let's see if that helped. We'll play a song while we get ready for y'all to come back in, because they'll start seeing it pop up. Mic check, mic check. Yep, that's working.
Good to go.
That's right. Good to go. Let's go over here to YouTube. And yep, that's me right there. This is me. You're wondering how I got here. Well, my first stream didn't. And y'all can hear me. Okay, that's what's up. Oh, good. All right, so to give everybody a chance to come back and us to set everything up, I'm going to play a song. Everybody should be getting a little notification saying that we're kicking in. And let's see. We're gonna. This is actually my little brother. So I'm gonna play my little brother's music real quick.
Mason jar with issues to drink. The world ain't gold as you think. I'm Mona Lisa, ain't exempt to critique. Push. Rose through the gravel on my own too. Have fertilizer, but hella aphids to grow through. This garden belly sing medleys, we a cold crew. Do the rise through dew in the morning for the next crop of lives. The circle is cropped in size. Show me your team, I show you your future. Let's get this show on the road, these moments are crucial. Let's get established for all the people that's rooting. Don't let the castle get ruined. My roots, show me my roots, and I'm destined. Feeling like Westbrook. Energy contagious, 100 watts on my best foot. Taking my best step. How can I hold my hand? My brother see me his best bet. I'ma let that sit. Rolling, we coasting high. Rolling, we floating high. To the sun, hey, we don't stop, hey, to the moon, yeah, hey. If there's beauty in the struggle, then I'm gorgeous. Top tier model chick, mileage can endorse this. I caught my wings in turbulence, my mama said endure this. Yamcha in the yellow suit, I'm 101 in courtsing. Seeing 2020 for the 2-0. Used to take pills, thought I'd never see my 2-0. Now I swing for mountains, rocky times, bring out the too low. A shortstop on the road, but I'm go, ain't never so or eke a deal. Man, I'm Cusco, Kuzma if you try to run it too. Too slow to guard me at the 4. I'm 5'5", but reaching rims and more. And my sights in foreign land shows. Like, let's go to Paris and wake up in Tokyo. Walk on water when I'm off jack. Placebo in my cup, I'm over special. I don't need that. Divinity inspired lines, I make a couple off rap. A cup of Joe to wake him up and bounce off walls like Mike Jack. It's like that. Push. Rolling, we coasting high. Rolling, we floating high. To the sun. Hey, we don't stop, hey, to the moon, hey, we gon' fly, push.
Back for everybody who let me know that it wasn't work. Is this thing on?
Is it on?
Is this thing on?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now?
That's right.
Hello?
That's right.
Yeah, y'all can hear me now. First of all, let me say this. One thing about this is live radio. I say this over and over again to anybody who will listen. Do not call me a podcast. Do not call me a podcast, because as a podcast, I can edit. I can delete everything else. Y'all are watching me in real time, dealing with whatever it is I'm dealing with. And when I tell you, please send in a donation, because your girl need a new computer. Please.
Come on.
This is ridiculous. My computer is older than the presidency at this point. It's older than 2 presidencies.
We might got to be on the side of the street.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
I'm saying know. I show a toe. I show a toe. Okay, so for what you guys missed, let's go. We just running it all the way back, and y'all already know I'm gonna take advantage of being the station engineer and don't tell Kels. Okay, so today with me we have Dr. Eddie Gordon in the building. What I was saying to y'all earlier that y'all absolutely missed was he's running for Commissioner of Clayton County. So eventually, one, we can call him the commish, which is cool. And two, he's going to be Commissioner Eddie Gordon. That's Commissioner right. Gordon. Do y'all know who that is? That's Batman's best friend.
That's right.
That's Batman's best friend. This man gonna be best friends with Batman. I told him he need to put a little Batman symbol in the corner of his cards and stuff so we can know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody out there who doesn't know me, who doesn't know what I do, I am Sunshine Reigns. This is All Hustle, No Fear. Y'all catch another episode to catch my whole intro. I'm not going through all that and wasting all that time. But I need you to know that we talk about real things on this platform. And you know, on those days where we're just having fun and being silly, that's one thing. But I am definitely somebody who wants to be a steward of my community. And I want to talk to other people who want to be a steward of their community as well. If you allow people to do things to you without utilizing your voice, then you just got to take whatever it is that they give you. And I don't believe in that. And actually, Dr. Gordon said something earlier that that I think needs to be a campaign slogan or need to be on a shirt. But let's start some trouble. Wait, what did you say?
I said you got to be a part of the problem.
Yeah, you got to be a part of the problem
and the solution.
Yes. But the point is, you got to be a part of the problem. And what that means is you got to shake up the status quo. The people who are trying to put you in a box, the people who are trying to take services away from your community, the people who are trying to call you the DEI mayor. You know what I'm saying? You got some problems for them folks, okay? Y'all already know how I feel about Florida and DeSantis. I'm gonna be courteous right now. So, on our series where we're talking to different politicians or different people who are running for places and different things in their community, one, I want to educate you on what that role means, right? Because a lot of us, we went to civics class, but y'all don't remember it. Your 44-year-old self do not remember what these people jobs supposed to do and what we hiring them for. So first, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a couple of things that are going on in the community and get his perspective on them. And we're also going to talk about him running for Commissioner of Clayton County. So first, Dr. Eddie, Dr. Yes. Gordon, Mr. Eddie, Commissioner, future commish, Batman's best friend. Thank you for being so patient with me. Yes, I do need a new computer. And if y'all don't send donations, I don't know what to tell y'all. But thank you for being patient with me this morning. I want to start off by saying it was really nice seeing you out in the community. It was you and a young lady running for sheriff. I think her name is Charlene or Charlene. That's her name. Yeah. And both of you, came up to me. Your
wonderful campaign.
Your campaign manager
pulled me up.
But as soon as I said who I was, she immediately, hold on, let me go get him. She was like, his daughter in the bounce house, but we gonna pull her out.
First of all, to pull my daughter out of the bounce house, that was a task for itself. Because you have a 3-year-old, the only thing she thinks about is bouncy house. So I appreciate your daughter for allowing you to pull her out of that bouncy house to come talk to me. Clayton County is it's a small, big city here in Atlanta. And it's going to have its own type of issues. Yes. When looking up who the commissioner is and what the commissioner does, it really kind of, it surprised me a little bit that the commissioner is kind of synonymous with a mayor. Yes. And so let me give you the breakdown of what a commissioner does. Because for most people, they think, it's just a box to check whenever I go out into election. But so the commissioner sets the tax rate, the millage rate. Mm-hmm. So for everybody in Clayton County, and I keep on saying this, for the past 10 years where your taxes have been going up, that's because the Board of Commissioners They've set your tax policy.
Now, how many? You say board? How many commissioners are there?
There are 4 commissioners and 1 chairman, so it's a total of 5.
Okay.
And so, but people have this misunderstanding that our tax commissioner is the one who sets the tax policy. That's not the case.
He enforces it.
Yes, so the only thing the tax commissioner does is collect what the board of commissioners tell them to collect from citizens. And so there's a lot of different things in Clayco, as we want to call it, that are taking shape that starts with the board of commissioners. For example, zoning. So whenever a development company, so the big thing now, and I call it a buzzword, people talk about affordable housing. So your notion of affordable housing might be different than my notion of affordable housing. For example, somebody in Roswell, they may consider a $500,000 house as affordable housing. That's not affordable housing, not in Clayton County. However, the reason why zoning matters is because a lot of these developers have come from Gwinnett, Roswell, they've come from all these major cities to develop in Clayton County because they get these massive tax breaks. So as they're getting these massive tax breaks and they're getting these getting approved through the board of commissioners, the thing that sticks out in my mind, which people don't understand, is that when the board approves of a developer to come in to build let's say a home or a
subdivision,
with these massive homeowners association
tiki houses. Everybody house look exactly the same.
So what ends up happening, the board of commissioners actually approves of that. And so what you need to understand is that even though you as a citizen, you might disagree, if your board of commissioners approve of that, it's like you really have no say so. And so that's why I'm wondering, because you're going to hear a lot of people talk about, well, I'm a great leader. I have wonderful leadership skills. That won't come out of my mouth. And the reason why leadership will not come out of my mouth is because a leader has followers. I don't want followers. Donald Trump has followers.
Minions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Donald Trump has minions.
So when you have these candidates out here talking about they want to be a leader, be very scary, because a leader wants you to come to where they are. That's definitely where I am. I want to actually come to where you are. And so what I've spent a great deal of time since January, since I announced, I've been in the community, going to every single precinct, going to doors, talking to people, having people call me directly on my phone. That number that's on my phone. That was my number. Yeah. And so again, when we talk about what the commissioner does, the commissioner is very important because the commissioner is supposed to represent the people. However, the past few years, we've had certain commissioners who
serve themselves.
Thank you. They've gotten personal gain.
You can't say it, but I can say it.
And because they've gotten personal gains, let me tell you something that actually happened 2 weeks ago at the Board of Commissioners meeting. The developers came from Gwinnett. The citizens of Clayton County told them, no, we don't want you guys to build this subdivision here. Do you know what the Board of Commissioners did? We're
going to do it anyway. And so
one
of the things
they told you
that this isn't what they want.
Again, I don't want to be a leader. I want to be a representative. I want to be able to speak to the highest level from government in Clayton County, which is the Board of Commissioners, on the behalf of residents. Because I keep telling people I'm only 10 minutes away from wherever in the whole entire district, because we have Ellenwood, we have Conley, we have Rex, we have Forest Park, we have Lake City, we have Morrow. I'm 10 minutes away. And so I don't mind going to somebody's house. I don't mind somebody calling me. My goal throughout this whole entire campaign is to give the power back to the people so they have a say so. And so when, let's say my counterparts, I get up there, I'm voting in, my counterparts, they decide to vote yes. I'm going to rightfully so tell them why I'm going to say no. First of all, my citizens have said no. And I'm going to give them specific reasons why this is not going to be effective. And so that's why our taxes have gone up astronomically, because they have these massive developers coming in and saying they have affordable housing.
So let me ask you a question about that, because one of the things that I have been hearing as far as the housing is concerned is that a lot of the people that are purchasing the houses, maybe not the actual developers, but the people who are purchasing the houses tend to be big companies. These aren't even these aren't even families that are purchasing these houses. This is some company that is purchasing this house, that is going to own this house. So it's never a actual citizen of Clayton County that's going to be able to own this property or this land or whatnot. And they're just always going to be a renter.
Sure.
Is that something that we can circumvent? Is that something we can stop? Is that us the people thing? Is that a board thing? How do we fix that?
I'm going to tell you the truth. And so some people might not like what I'm going to say, but there are certain ordinances and laws that would prevent us from stopping somebody from purchasing a house. One is because we have discrimination laws. Again, remember in the 60s, even Donald Trump discriminated against us in the 60s and 70s. So because those laws are on the book, we can't tell somebody, a developer, you can't purchase this house. We can't do that. What we can do is when when the developers come in and they say affordable housing and they want a tax break, we can hold them accountable. For example, the Reserve at Grant, off Grant Road, next to the Walmart, they came in on the notion of affordable housing for individuals 55 and above. Well, after a year, they go up on the prices, they go up on the rent. And so I've had several people call me and tell me, it's like, well, they're raising my rent up $100, $200, and this is supposed to be affordable housing. And so I'm sitting up there thinking, they were able to get approved by saying that they want to offer affordable housing to our seniors.
But you didn't hold accountable to that. Yeah.
And so that's where we are. And so again, I blame a lot of that on two groups. One is the Community Development Board, who are appointed by the Board of Commissioners. And most of those people who are on the Community Development Board are their friends, pastors, things like that. And so that's why I say I'm unbothered and unbothered. I do not, I don't know any politicians. None of them have endorsed me. I'm not speaking to anyone behind the scenes about making any deals. That's not my goal. And so my goal is to speak on behalf of the people and let them know some of this stuff is just out of control and we have to speak up. And if you don't vote, this is where it becomes a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So since we're talking on the topic of housing, another big issue that's going on, not just in Georgia, but just around the country in general, is squatters.
So
and let me say this, I am so, I'm a Libra. I can play devil's advocate, and I've had this conversation with people and they're like, why they just don't fix the squatters law? And that's a stupid law, but it's not when it's used correctly. The issue is that unlawful people have found a loophole in the law and they use that against lawful people. One of the incidents that stands out in my head is the couple who just got kicked out of their home because someone purchased or created a falsified deed. And it's because of the fact that you don't need an ID to go and do that. Now, me being the person that I am, like you said, to start some trouble and have some solutions. Well, they started the trouble. The solution is it should be really easy to say, okay, everybody got to have an ID to come do this. But instead, like the bureaucracy that goes into fixing what you see as a problem and what you see people complaining about compared to it actually getting fixed, it's like it fall down a hole. Like you're running and you don't see this big gap in the road and you just run and fall in it and you just everybody keep falling in it instead of trying to fill the hole.
So let's talk about the ID issues that even with the ID, people create IDs.
Yeah, this is true too.
And so I've had my identity stolen twice.
You got good credit.
Well,
because they ain't never stole my ID.
Yes,
you steal my ID and you gonna give it back and be like, God, dog, Shirley, you need to be one of them folks that they donate to.
So my identity was stolen twice, and how I found out, I was sitting was on a date at the Cheesecake Factory, and during that time, I kept on getting these alerts. Money, whenever some comes out of your account, you get an alert. $100 here, $100 in DC, $100 in Seattle. Like, I'm sitting right here. Where's this money? Turns out somebody swiped my card at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know how they did it.
They took a picture of it
and sold it. So the ID part is not the big thing. The big thing are the courts when it comes to squatters. And let me be completely clear when I say this, because I understand some people are for squatters' rights. Let me be honest. If you didn't buy it, you didn't earn it.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some people are trying to get over, but most people work for what they have. Now, it's a different story if you can't find a job. We can have a conversation where we can try to find you the job that fits your skills. But what you cannot do, and I'm completely against somebody going to somebody's home. I think in DeKalb County, I saw the lady, Army vet was overseas, came back, and somebody moved into her house. I'm like, what is this?
How is that even possible?
And the thing that I find comical is that these people are bold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the news try to talk to them. Yeah, get out of my face. Me, on the other hand,
I'm going to jail. I'm telling y'all right now, because I'm first of all, I'm about to go pay a bum.
Oh yeah.
To break it's my house. We're breaking every window in here. We're going to jail because you're not living in my house comfortably.
But see, what they're doing is that they're using the courts.
I'm going to jail.
They know the courts are backed up. Now, remember during COVID, I mean, people weren't paying rent.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine tell me, I haven't paid my mortgage in 6 months.
How?
I'm sitting up there thinking, okay, when you evicted,
right.
Like, can we come live with y'all? No. No, I got a rule. I have a 72-hour rule. You can't be in my house more than 72 hours. Except for my godmother and my 3-year-old. You can't be in my house more than, ask my students, you can't be in my house. So
that's not a bad rule.
So with the squatters, it's essentially the courts are backed up.
Mm-hmm.
And because the courts are backed up, they're not able to handle the massive amount of cases and backlog of cases to hurry up and get those people out. Because to me, it should be a felony, not a misdemeanor. It should be a felony if you create a false lease, falsify somebody's name, and say this is your property. You've stolen something more than $500.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's a felony if you falsify school records so that your kid can go to a school in a different county. And you will definitely get a felony for that.
Well,
so
us especially,
right?
When Johnny and them do it, that's a different story.
But so I definitely I agree with that. One of the things, so I tell y'all all the time, my dad is a mayor where he lives, and I listen to him and how he's sometimes frustrated at not being able to get things done because everybody has their own agendas. Yes. How do you work across party lines? How do you work across, as of right now, let's just be honest. How do you work across racism lines? How do you get things done? Because it feels like to a lot of us right now that we are putting people in power. And like you said, you're not listening to us. You're doing what you want to do. So how do you work across those lines to make sure that we can facilitate change in Clayton County?
So I tell everybody that there's something in it for everybody. And just for the county, at the county commission level, let's say there are 4 commissioners and 1 chairman. So the commissioner for District 2 and 3, they might have something that they want in their district that they want passed. So if you want me to pass something in your district,
I need you to pass something for
my district. That's how it is.
It's quid pro quo.
I mean, that's how. I mean, let's just be honest.
You touch me, I touch you back.
But see, my thing is when the citizens tell me that they don't want something in District 3, no, I'm gonna clearly state my citizens said this. So no. So this developer wants to come in, from like I said, Roswell, Gwinnett, and Dunwoody, all those places, to build up what they consider to be affordable housing, and it's affecting our property tax rate because as they're coming in, they're inflating the prices of homes, and when they're inflating the prices of the homes, for example, my tax bill in 2022 was $3,500. Last year, nearly $6,000.
Ooh.
So when I got the tax bill,
but okay, so then the question becomes, what am I paying more for, and what am I getting out of it? Like that's how I feel about everything right now.
So let me tell you,
it's the same thing.
So let me tell you why I'm running.
But I'm paying more.
Let me tell you why I'm running. I went down to the tax office. It's like, well, you need to contact your local county commissioner. Contacted her, never got a response back. Contacted her again, never got a response back.
What's her name?
I will just
okay.
That.
I'm not saying I'm messy. I'm just saying if you see certain names on the ballot, maybe we might not want to pick that name because they don't answer the phone.
Somebody probably call and tell me not to say a name.
Okay. Yeah.
but I kept so I tried to appeal it. I go to appeal it room just like this. They had 3 people from the community, as they say, who they're paid. They sitting up there looking at my tax bill, and they looking at my home. It's like, well, you don't think your home is worth this much? I said, ma'am, y'all have on here, my house is 5,000 square feet. That's not the case. She's like, well, even if it's not, the price of your home is still. I was like, ma'am, you're not getting. So then when I saw that they wanted to do, I was like, you know what? I get it. I get up and walk out. I already knew what the decision was. It was pre-made. I go up to the clerk. I asked to see the clerk who's running right now. She's sitting at her desk. And so the secretary gets out and go tell her I want to see her because I was asking for some type of form or something. She's like, oh, just tell him to go get the form online.
But I'm standing right here.
She just looked at me. But right now she has signs all over the county. I'm running for re-election to be your clerk.
I think I know somebody else who would be a better position for that.
Well, I won't say their name.
I will. Bonnie in the city. Hey, Bonnie, aren't you running for a county court clerk and you're trying to get digitalization? I can't never say that word right.
But again, I just want to tell people a process where I'm sitting up here. I'm like, what do I do? My property tax is crazy. Commissioner not returning calls.
These are all people we should be able to reach out and touch.
Elected. The only saving grace and the way I was able to process it was the actual tax commissioner who doesn't set tax policy. You know her, she actually called me herself. She called me herself. She gave me her cell phone number. She's like, let me explain to you what your tax rate is going to be because the governor's office, they've given everybody some type of credit. And she's like, this is what your bill is going to be. I said, ma'am, thank you so much.
Was it lower?
It was a little lower. Yes,
Okay.
But that I don't think people know that benefit's gone. So this year our taxes are going to go up.
So this is a question I have. Don't those people be subject to the same? Like, aren't they taxes going up too?
Yeah,
like
but
that's the part that doesn't.
But this is the thing. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say the hidden thing out loud. I'm wondering if they're getting some type of kickback because there's no way you should be able to live in this area, in the area of Clayton County, where the property values are going up. We're talking about astronomical to the point where people are actually moving out of the county. And so let me get this point. In 97, we had the Olympics. No, 96, we had the Olympics. So remember in 92, 93, 94, preparing for the Olympics, they moved people from out of Atlanta to Clayton County and to Henry County. They were able to do that by saying, oh, we're going to offer affordable housing in those counties and all that stuff. So now what we're doing, and this is what I'm thinking, they're shifting people from Clayton County further south. We're talking about even past Henry County. Well, no, even because of McDonough, they're 400,000, 500,000 houses. We're talking about like Jackson County, Griffin. They're moving people further south because of the prices of the homes. So people don't think that their vote matters, but the reason why we're able to get these people in office because people don't vote. So you have like their friends. We have like 1,000. You guys, the last election for this seat, the total number of people, I think was like 4,000. We have 47 registered voters in Clayton County District 1, but only 4,000 roughly voted. So the way the person was able to get in, not that many people voted. So that's why when you call the person's office, they don't return your call.
Because they don't think it matters. You're not going to do anything.
Yeah. So that's why, again, I'm running this because, again, voice of the people. I don't want to be a leader. I do not want anybody to follow me. If anything, I want to go where the people are. I want to represent the people and speak for them. I'm even having people now call me today. I don't mind calling them. I had a lady call me yesterday dealing with a situation with her daughter, DUI, had a situation with that. Most people just want to be heard. That is the thing. They want to be heard. They want somebody to listen to them. And so that's something I could do.
Technically, that's what you guys tell us. That's what they tell us. They tell us, go contact this person, go contact your representative, go talk to this person. And then to not receive any feedback from them, it does feel, kind of like you're just, you just kind of use me for my vote. One of the things that I always wonder about are like how certain programs are implemented. So for me right now, I see a lot of kids not having things to do after school. One of the things that I brought up that I thought is just really weird is that most after school programs and most recreational programs
should be free.
Well, that too, but they end around 13. So we have nothing for our 14 and up kids to do. And I had somebody say, well, tell them go work at like Six Flags. See, this is the thing. When I was young and I could go work at Six Flags, everybody that worked at Six Flags was 16, 17, 18. Now, when you go to Six Flags, you got a 40-year-old woman working at that roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody's 68-year-old grandma working out there in the heat because there's no jobs. And it's not that there's no jobs, it's just people are having a really difficult time finding people that are hiring. And so that takes away from that age group that would try to find something to do and find a job, right? But we have absolutely nothing for them to do. And then you have the issue of the kids that were 11, 13, and 14 or whatever that just got finished robbing a bank. Yeah. Or you have the water boys that you guys don't like standing on the side of the road trying to sell water and trying to bring money in. How or what can we do? Or do you have any plans for us to have things for our children to be able to do to keep them from, one, raising the pregnancy rate? Because I'm telling you right now, they either robbing or having sex because you're at work. Yeah. So you can't watch them. I'm mad at DeKalb County right now for letting the kids out on April 8th to see a partial eclipse that's going to happen at the end of school. So why they out the whole day for something that only lasts for 4 minutes? I don't understand that.
I got you. So this is a perfect way that the community can get involved. For example, with the local college, for example, the university, I'm sure if we can partner with our program with kids who are between the ages of 14 and 18, whatever the case may be, because let's be realistic, that's the age where you're in the college or preparing for some type of other apprenticeship, whatever the case may be. Also, one thing I think we're forgetting is that a lot of our churches play a major part in shaping our community. And so I attended a community meeting last Wednesday. I'm going to be honest with you. It shocked me with the amount of resources that are happening in the county, so much so that I actually put them on my website. The Goodwill offers like training programs. The Union Local 926 offers a program. So this is where we just need to work with the churches and other community groups to help build stuff for teenagers. I'm gonna be honest.
And get the message out that that's available. And I would love to be a part of that. We got to get the message out, because if you don't know that those are available, if you don't know that, if you don't know that those things are possible,
when I attended the meeting and the Goodwill talked about how they could get somebody help somebody become a certified forklifter and help somebody get a job. I was like, where's this information at? Why are we not letting people know? Again, this is the role of a commissioner. A commissioner should let the citizens know what's going on and not have their own self-interest where they're trying to run for higher office. So this is why it's important to know who you want representing you.
Perfect segue. Perfect segue.
If you get a leader, I'm telling you, a leader wants you to follow them. They want you to come to where they are. That's not what we're doing.
So let's talk about who you are and why you're great for this position. Tell us a little bit. Well, as I was reading over your bio, there were some definite things that stuck out. You have worked with trying to change the recidivism. I said that word right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rate for women returning to jail. And also on the same page, though, you're pushing for harder for people who neglect children or people who do wrong by children. I want you to add in there old people too, because you mess with old people and there's something wrong with you.
So let me tell you about my background. My background started as a social worker.
Thank you for your service, because them folks don't get paid for the amount of. And do you get free counseling? Because being a social worker, you need counseling for that.
Yeah, we do. I started off as a social worker, and what I started is because my campaign manager, I used to be in state's custody, and so it used to be when you were in state's custody.
You used to be in state's custody?
I was in DeKalb County prosecutor, up until the age of 18 when I left college. And so during that time period, they had case managers specifically handle the college students. And so my wonderful campaign manager was my social dealt with previously someone else. And so I decided, I was on a graduate internship, let me go and do social work. Did it, liked it, and so I continuously did it for about 10 years. However, as I within the social work, I did like the high profile cases, child fatalities, serious injuries. One of the worst cases I worked were a mother who killed her daughter, left her in the house for 10 days, let the kids run around the house, put mothballs around the daughter, and just let the daughter sit there and rot. And because the neighbor said they smelled something from the home, that's how they were able to find the young lady. When I went to interview her in jail, the puzzling thing to me is that I was thinking, was this a system failure or was this just somebody who just didn't care for her kids? And I'm gonna be honest, I could not answer that question, but it was scary to me that other children were in the home for dead sibling. And so that's why I'm when it comes to people who do harsh things to children and even the elderly, harsh.
You don't have no sympathy.
I don't have sympathy because children are impressionable.
Innocent.
Not only they're innocent, but they capture every single thing. And if you ingrain like hate and all this negative stuff, energy in children when they're little, how can you expect them as an adult to be able to
have empathy,
to act right and stuff like that? So that's why I'm harsh on people with sentences when it comes to children. The thing about the recidivism and female prisoners, so here in Georgia, all the programs were designed for men. So whenever a man was released from prison, they would be able to they go through a halfway house, they get a job, they get counseling, all that stuff. Women were just being released back to the home. So I'm like, first of all, there's a major disparity here because let's be quite honest. Women are the ones who are going back to the home, to the families, to run the household. Men, and I'm not trying to be mean or rude, in most cases don't go back to the household. They go back to
start another household.
That's right. Somebody they've been chatting with through a pen pal, through paper, but they were getting all the services. So I did a study, and it was 2010, where I laid it out with the Department of Corrections, Georgia Department of Corrections. I said, hey, you have to start offering the same number of halfway house beds for females than you do for males, because they're the ones who are going back to the home. They're the ones going back to being the head of the household, getting jobs,
raising children.
The men are going back, in some cases, like other areas, moving to different states. And so they recognized and they admitted that they were wrong, and they actually created more beds in the halfway houses for females, which is a very, very big. And oftentimes what people don't realize is that if you're not able to fix something if you don't identify the problem. And so the reason why I identified that problem, because I just thought it was very odd how, first of all, the female population and prison population was increasing because they're taking on some of the roles of men where they're killing their husbands. I don't know if it's because Tay done done some, whatever the case may be, but they're taking on.
Okay, look, don't try to be mad at me. But I got a theory. I do. I got a theory.
What's your theory?
Y'all are releasing kids that got 504 plans and IEPs into society without any paperwork.
Yeah.
And we can't tell the difference.
Not only that, y'all putting people in office.
We can't tell the difference until it's
y'all
too
putting
late.
them in office.
You know what I'm saying? Because in school, they was all in a class together.
Right. That's right.
They all rode the bus together. You secluded them. Once they graduated, and now they the manager at the Family Dollar. And I'm like, hey, I need my money back. And you talking to me crazy. Now
you know what? Just let them have it. Let them have it. You can have the money. I don't even ask for it. Just have it. Just because I don't want no issue. I got a little one to go home to. So you know what? No argument. Just whatever.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. The next time you think it's a Karen, it might be an IEP.
I tell people. I tell people. I don't argue. Just have it. Have right at it.
I'm for real. No, but it does seem like and feel like the climate of America or of our society right now is really hot.
Well, and that's because
everybody is on red right now. Like everybody is ready for.
Trump was allowed to do some stuff, and he's still allowed to do some stuff. So that goes to the point of people saying, "Are people treated equally?" For people who say that people are treated equally, I was a deputy sheriff, and people would always say, "Well, police officers, we treat people the same." No. First of all,
I got a police officer friend who, even when he's not at work, everybody is a perp. Like with that word. And I'd be like, you can't call everybody a perp if you looking at it. Yeah. Okay, so maybe this is a great question to ask you. Sure. Everybody laughs at me on my platform because I'm like, one day I'm gonna run for president, like Sunshine for President 2050.
Trying to do
50, right? And that's when I started saying it. That's exactly when I started saying it. But one of the things that I feel as though we need to recognize and we need to implement is that these police officers need to have a PTSD check at least at the minimum twice a year, but I say quarterly.
So let's talk about that. I can tell you what happens during the entrance exam. So first of all, there's a psychological, but I will tell you the psychological is not as in depth as it should be. Because I'm gonna be honest, when I took that psychological, it was like 100 questions, and then the guy calls me and he's like, just looking at it like, well, look pretty good. I'm like, he spent 5 minutes over 100 questions. Now keep in mind, some of these people who are crazy.
And you giving them a gun.
First of all, I will never forget. I was in a meeting. I was deputy sheriff from Fulton County, reserve deputy. Old white guy. Had to be like in his 80s. He says, y'all sitting out here sending us to the ghetto and y'all expect us to go out there and be a miracle to these people. That just ain't gonna happen. And I'm sitting up here. Did y'all just see what he said? This man got a gun. He 80-some years old and he talking about some y'all sending him to the ghetto. So if he already has this preconceived notion of a group, what are you doing with the
when you're by yourself? What are you doing when you're out there and there's no one that can hold you accountable for how you're talking to people or how you're not listening to people? I think that's a very big part of it. If you come to a scene of a crime or you come to the scene of an accident and the people are trying to explain something to you and you're not even listening,
and you arrest the guy who's asking questions, like I think they arrested they tried to arrest the guy, he ended up dying. So stuff like that. So it's also, I'm going to say this, oftentimes people have a little man Napoleon syndrome, whereas you will often find people, a lot of police officers, in some cases, I'm going to say all, but, you know, when you disagree with them, it's like they're tolerant. It's like it's something elevated in their brain. It kicks in. And so this is where, even in Clayton County right now, we're having people run for sheriff. And what I keep on saying is that they keep on coming to the Board of Commissioners for additional funding. Every single thing doesn't have to be solved by money. Everything. One question I would ask is, where's their reserve unit? Because you have I think I saw like $3 million in overtime pay. Your reserve unit should be in. Nobody should be getting overtime pay if you have a reserve unit. Because the reserve unit, people don't know this, but the reserve unit, they do the exact same thing. They're certified police officers. They have arresting powers. They testify in court. The only distinct difference is that they have a full-time job. So, for example, when I was a reserve deputy, I would work at nights and on weekends. So that would alleviate a lot of the costs for Fulton County because they wouldn't have to pay because I was doing it for free. So that's what I would want to ask the sheriff in Clayton County. Whoever wins, what is your reserve unit? How are you using them? Because coming to us every single month saying you're $10 million in the hole, that's not good enough.
But that also shows that you're not a good leader, as you were saying, because to lead also means to manage.
Also know about budgets.
You obviously ain't managing this right. And in any other position, if you kept coming and say, I need, eventually somebody be like, are you in charge of the girls? Are you in charge of the girls? Well, every time it's time to count money, we coming up short. So either you stealing or the girls are stealing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Something else is real big, as I noticed the Board of Commissioners, they love giving people raises. For example, if somebody's making six figures, why would they need a raise? What? The people that are below you are making $30,000 or $40,000, and you're gonna give a director who's making $160,000, $20,000 raise? No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna vote no. No, that's unacceptable. If the people below you are not getting a raise,
then you shouldn't get a raise.
So it's like it's the thought process where it's like they're using the citizens as I think a cash bank, where they're raising our taxes and they keep coming to us saying that, oh, we have to pay for this, we have to.
Where's Robin Hood?
So the big
at this point, where's Robin Hood?
Yeah, the big
because it does feel like that across the board with everything, even with shrinkflation. It's like we know that these corporations are making everything smaller,
Well,
but raising the prices. So
it's orange juice.
at what point, at what point do we say, where's Robin Hood to, you know what I'm saying, hit up Sheriff of Nottingham and bring us our money back? You know, so let's because I'm looking at the time too. First of all, let me say this. Anybody who know, if you know and you know, I'm gonna cut the radio off, but I'm gonna leave this on.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna keep it going, all right? Because I'm what she said, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm gonna reclaim my time.
Even when I'm elected, I'm coming back. Because I love it. This is a platform for me to speak to the residents of Clayton County and also everybody.
And for y'all to speak to us. Yeah. So this is part of it as well. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. You are able to jump in the comment section and pose questions. Any questions that you put up there, we are definitely going to go ahead and ask. But we just have some other, different topics that we want to hit on. This is always a real casual conversation because I want to get to know the candidates. This is one thing about it too. If you already know where like the baseline of this candidate is, or you can see where they're coming from, you can understand their background, then you can kind of tell if they're in line with your views. Some people don't want to tell you anything about them or what they're thinking. They want to only, right. Yeah. They want it only scripted. If that's what you want from me, you're going to be mad because I can't tell I can't feel the vibe. I can't tell if like, when I come, if I can talk to you now, then that means when we come to the council meetings that I should be able to talk to you there too. Yeah. You should be the same person. You know what I mean? So if I feel as though here you're receptive, then I feel as though there you can also be receptive. And one thing I was very clear
when I came out, I didn't want to see the questions.
Yeah.
I'm not scripted. I want to be organic. Whatever you feel you need to ask me, feel free to ask. Yeah.
So since we're talking a lot on the laws and logistics and things like that, let's jump into some things that are going on around Atlanta. Okay. Or around the United States, because I got something. Y'all know what I'm about to bring up too.
What you about to bring up?
So first, let's start with Cop City.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say I'm well versed in what's going on with Cop City. I saw that a group of people have been protesting in front of Andre's home. I understand that there are people that the location that they chose is one, I believe, a location that has some unhoused people trying to utilize it. And two, I believe I heard somebody say it's like an Indian like it's a
special burial ground.
Right. And so I've heard that side of it, right? Sure. On the other side of it, it's like, why do we need a place for the police?
Sure.
So let's get into break it down.
So let's get into it. Let me give a disclaimer because one of the vocal advocates, pastor, I went to high school with Kiana. One of the pastors did a great job protesting against Cop City. Let me say this about Cop City. The notion behind Cop City is to have all the training, fire station, police, and all that in one area. Now, let me be completely honest. I'm not against it, but what I am against is you circumventing the process and not going to the voters. The people should have had a right to vote on this issue. And when they did come up with the votes with the signatures, y'all took them to court and told them, well, no, all the signatures didn't match. So basically, it's like you're counterproductive because on one end, Democrats say, well, we're for votes. Every vote matters. But then when it's something you don't necessarily like, you want to circumvent the process. So my issue with it is that if the citizens want it, the citizens should be able to vote on it, not some politicians in the background who are making deals, land deals, and stuff like that because they think. Let me say this. Originally, it said it was going to cost like 60-some million. Do you know now it's projected to be over 100 million? And guess where that money's going to come from?
Me, because I live in Atlanta.
So for everybody who's saying, well, I don't see how they're against Cop City. Well, they should have allowed the people to vote on it. If you're afraid of the people to vote on something, then that means I have to go back to leader and someone who's representative
and a dictator.
Yeah,
let's just be honest, because we got a dictator on the ballot.
Well, and so let me say this to people in Atlanta: the same people who voted for, however you want to call it, Cop City, they're going to come for your vote. Because they didn't act, because they circumvented the process, you need to do whatever possible, make your voice heard, make other voices heard at the voting box, because the only way they're going to be able to hear you is through your vote. Protesting, I'm the first person to say, I always say when the union protests, I'm going to be on the front line because I believe in every single thing that they believe in. But what I want to make sure is that behind that protest, we have legitimate actions such as voting. Because if you don't vote, these people are able to do whatever they want to do. So that's my whole thing about the Cop City. I'm not for or against. It's what the people want because it's in their. Somebody lady made a wonderful statement. She said, "I don't want a helicopter flying over my backyard." I'm like, no, she's right, because if she's trying to sleep and you got helicopters, you got this training center over here. That's messing up her way of life. So all these politicians, they don't live near Cop City.
So where exactly are they trying to put it? For people who don't know, where exactly are they trying to put it?
It's on the border of DeKalb. It's like on the borderline of DeKalb and Fulton. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the exact area, but I know it falls on the Fulton County line, but it also, because they have to get the Commissioner of Norman's approval, because part of it is in DeKalb County or something like that. So, but I do know people still live in the area. And so do you want a helicopter hovering around your home at 12 a.m.?
So since we're talking about putting things where places where people don't necessarily want, well, let me put a pin in that, because I got another question about things going on around the country. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna bring this up until somebody do something about it. And so you a cop, and well, you used to be right,
still certified,
and you also work with people who do things to kids, right?
Yeah.
And you don't like that.
Correct.
Memphis. When is y'all gonna go? So for anybody who doesn't know, it was a young lady about a month ago, right, who had her daughter at work with her as an esthetician, and she had her daughter, or at least she claims that her daughter waxed 24 women. And when I say waxed, I'm not talking about arms, underarms, or legs. I'm talking about intimate, private parts. I'm talking about legs open, face down type. You know what I'm saying? Just in a place where a child should not be. And me, I am a certified cosmetologist. That is my realm. So it hit me differently because, one, that baby don't have the dexterity to pull nothing off of nobody. She don't even have the dexterity to really lay the wax correctly. So why is she there? Why is she down there? Not only that, but her hands ain't big enough to put on the gloves. So you got this little girl touching these people with her bare hands. And there are so many communicable diseases that this baby could have caught or been, They got the mom, and they took the baby away from the mom and the other kids that she had. But them 24 women who allowed, if that's really what happened, them 24 women who allowed that child to be in that position on them, I think they need to be held accountable.
They do.
What say you?
I think they need to be held accountable. The only drawback, and I'm not defending it at all, but oftentimes when you go in a place of business, you expect people in there to know what they're doing. So they probably thought the little girl was probably just helping out the mom. Wrong as it, again, it's wrong. But I'm just thinking of anybody who would go into a business. For example, I'm coming in this is your home. Because this is your home, I want to make sure I'm going by your guidelines. So I'm not going to just get up and go and touch something. I'm not going to just get up and go do something. So I'll feel uncomfortable going in the back room, going here, going there. I would feel uncomfortable going in the bathroom because I don't know what it is. So I can see. I don't think there was an intention by them to get some type of gratification from it. They're just thinking that this is a business and we just want to make sure we're getting a service. Now, if we learn later on it's something completely different where the mother was videotaping it and sending out the tapes and selling them, that's a different realm. That's a different realm. But I just doubt that 24 people had any ill will or intent to think, well, let me go to this place because this child's going to be, waxing me. So
I think for me, it's more of the complacency.
Yeah.
You got to be able to. You got to be able to have discernment and be like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Hey,
that's like me getting a massage.
I don't know why. I have to go back and watch this movie today because it keep popping. Hey, I don't like no damn kids. I told you, get the kid out of here, man. Like, I would have been that one. I'd have been like, man, what I tell you? I'm gonna stick him.
Keep in mind, Tennessee is a state where they got other issues going on. Where they expelled the black guys from the state house, and then they were voted back in. And so they
not all of them, though.
Well, they expelled the white woman.
Yeah. And then the one guy, I think the guy with the long hair, they got rid of him, but I think they let the guy.
No, both of them got back in. They voted them back in, and so that's a perfect example of what should happen when
the people need to speak.
When the people speak and the people say they want something, it's gonna happen. And the same thing in Clayton County. I honestly think they're gonna be shocked on election day because some people are running for positions they have no way in hell. Actually, they don't even know their name instead of trying to run for chairman or something. So I just think people are going to be for a major shock when they recognize that more people are going to come out and vote and not just sit in the silo and not just have all their church members come out to vote for them. Right.
There are things in different counties that I particularly like, and I like seeing pop up. One of the things that I really love, since we're talking about kids, one of the things I really love is like those splash pads.
Help me out.
Okay.
My daughter might got it. I don't even know.
I'm one of those black people who can't swim. And in the summertime, in the summertime, I like to be able to find different parks or different areas that I can take my kids that they can still cool off from the summer without me feeling, displaced because I can't jump in and save both of y'all. As commissioner, as a person on the board, what kind of things can we expect to try to, because I know it's not just you, what kind of things can we expect to try to come to Clayton County that could change the right now,
perception of Clayton County?
Not even that. It's like right now, everything costs. Everything of leisure, everything of just trying to relax and just trying to, let go. It costs. Those splash pads, that's one of those things that it's not supposed to cost. You're supposed to be able to just pull up and play in the water hose. You know what I mean? What kind of other things could we look forward to underneath your reign, where we could bring something to the community where it's not always about the money? Because you were saying the different areas that you're in. Does what is that place? Where the big roller coaster is down in
Six Flags.
No.
We have like Spy, but
go to. Oh yeah, y'all got that new one. Yeah, I want to go to that one too. So things like that. Oh yeah, y'all got that one too. I want to go to that one too.
Yeah, you're talking about an exit 1 off of 675, the international
fun spot.
Yes.
Fun spot. So, what other things can we look forward to come to the community that we,
So,
because even where I met you.
Morrow.
Morrow at the. I always thought those were doll houses.
I know South Lake. She's talking about
from the freeway. I always thought those were doll houses. I thought when I got there, it was so cute.
It was
like just how
people don't know. People don't know, and that's so some of the things that what I want to focus on is what we talked about earlier is that 13 to 18 age group, because when they don't have nothing, or they said there's nothing to do, they kind of find struggle. So the splash pads, I'm gonna be honest, it's my first time hearing of it, because my daughter's been in swim lessons since the age of 3 months, and that's because water, kids in water.
Hey, no, change the narrative, sir. Change the narrative. I can tell you one thing: you won't find me in nothing over 4 feet, and you'll never catch me at Lake Lanier.
I know. So some of the things we want to bring in is also, again, I have to talk about getting these churches involved, because there are a lot of things that the churches do that are out there that we just don't know about. And I think a big part of that, like I said, that community meeting I attended last week, where there are job training programs. It could be for 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, people who are not necessarily going to college. I think that's we need to focus on that because these are things that are already in the
like Job Corps. We don't hear about that as much anymore.
And that's the thing. Again, I want to be the mouthpiece for our area because there's a lot of things in District 1 people don't know about. And it's almost like people being protective, well, some people who are no longer there, didn't want us to find out certain information. And so what my job is going to be is to dish out that information from a website, the communication, have the communication persons dish out stuff because there's so much stuff out there to where we're going to have it so that our kids are not out here fending for themselves. Something else I want to strongly advocate for is partnering with our sheriff department because, even though after we have a negative perception of law enforcement, let's just be honest.
Isn't Shaq one of y'all sheriffs?
No, he's in Henry County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in Henry County. But
Shaq one of y'all sheriffs. I've been trying to get Shaq on here for a long time.
To get him on?
Man, if you know Shaq, tell him I said I want to get him on.
But partner with the sheriff's office so that we can show our kids that the different side of law enforcement, not just running from them. Show them like what happens and how we protect people and things like that. So just change the perception of law enforcement because you never know. Some kids might want to get in law enforcement. People who always talk about law enforcement, I always tell people when something happens or goes wrong in your life, who do you call?
Police.
911. And so I just want to change that perception, and that way we can partner with the sheriff's office, whoever the sheriff is. We have an election. Develop something with our teenagers.
I like that a lot. One of the things that just it sits with me is what you're saying. When it comes down to it, the thought process when we put together, everybody always like the forefathers, this is their idea of what this was supposed to be. We need people that listen to us. If you're not listening to what my issues are, if you're not listening to what possible solutions can be, if you're not listening to the people, then they're not going, whatever's happening is not going to be beneficial for everyone. One of the things that I talk a lot about are sidewalks. So I grew up in California. I never took a school bus to school in California. I took the city bus to school, but we also had sidewalks. The fact that it's so many neighborhoods that like driving down, what is that? Yeah. You see all these people and and this is what's crazy that you don't think about, right? For the pedestrians, right? Is that one, they're walking on the shoulder. There's not even a curb. They're just literally walking on the shoulder. Two, if it's raining, if it's muddy, if it's flooding, now they're having to walk through the mud, dirt, and all of that as well. You know what I mean? Or be splashed by cars that are coming by because they are literally right there in the road walking. And we're not even going to talk about the fact that it's not a lot of street lights and half y'all walk down the street in black.
Yeah.
So, that's always been an issue to me. I know it's not something you specifically can do, but the fact that we don't have MARTA that runs out there, you know what I mean? We need sections, right? We need.
They have been talking about, which I'm going to even advocate strongly for, increasing some of the bus line MARTA buses there, but the sidewalks is which you bring up is very important because off of Grant Road, where the Walmart is, that area needs a sidewalk. Behind, at the end of Grant Road, there's an industrial area where the residents have been complaining forever that they need sidewalks and the roads are dilapidated. Same with Jonesboro Road. That road, it's a killer. And actually, one time I was, I think in February, I was up putting a sign, and the guy said, "Is that you?" I was like, "Yes." He's like, "You need to have somebody come over here and fix these the sidewalks because this is just messed up." And I was like, "You're right." Yeah. So I went outside to the convenience store, and there was just cracks through the whole entire.
So which means, and so for anybody who doesn't understand why cracks means a lot, okay, if you are a woman and you are pushing your stroller, you can't push your baby stroller.
Exactly.
If you are disabled and you there's no way. I ain't never seen nobody in a wheelchair nowhere over there. Because how, Sway? How? You take away people's ability to be able to be independent. Like we were saying when we first started, I work at nursing homes. Or I used to work at nursing homes. When there was one particular that's over by that area where the guy, he would get in his little, you know, his little,
Scooter.
and be on the street in his scooter. And I'd be like, Mr. Johnson, you can't do that. He'd be like, well, where am I supposed to do it at?
Yeah.
Because he wanted his independence. He'd be like, I'm about to go down to Burger King real quick. And he'd get on his little scoot, and he'd be in the middle of the street. And everybody else is having to slow down for him. But there's no reason why this man shouldn't have been able to be on his little scoot on the sidewalk.
And the sad part is that I'm sure, like him, there are many other people in the same position. But the drawback is that even if they probably tried to mention something to the previous person who was in office, I would question if they would have got a phone call or return call. So what it is just somebody listening to them, bringing that to the board, because again, sidewalks are important. That affects people going to work, traveling to certain sections. And get this, if somebody gets into a wreck, somebody hits somebody because the sidewalk is messed up, what are they going to sue? The city. No, the county. They're going to sue the county. And once they sue the county, where's that money going to come from?
You.
Because
I don't live in Clayton County.
So
I live in Atlanta. It's coming from you.
So it's a bigger picture. And something else I want to say is that for everybody who's going to vote April 29th through May 21st, do this. The people that are running, see if you can call them. If you cannot call or reach that person, that should tell you something right there. Because everybody's grandparents told, you know, there's always saying that believe them when they show you who they are originally. So all these people up here now talking about running, that they're going to change, they're going to work with people. Have they done it in the past?
Trust comes at the intersection of action and words.
If you haven't been able to call this person the past 3 years, what makes you think all of a sudden right now they're going to stop what they're doing to answer your call?
They're not.
You know.
Oh, that's a good one.
We can't all have the best.
I'll find some phone numbers and throw them out and be like, I dare you to call them and see who answers the phone.
Everybody know my number is 678-210-1895.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
the media person in me almost said, wait a minute, we're live. Don't tell them that. But I forgot. My bad. Go ahead. Tell them again.
It's sure. It's 678-210-1895. I text. I pick up the call. Now, if I don't, it's because I'm probably on a call with somebody else or my daughter's.
She playing Roblox.
Yeah. So, but again, you need to be able to reach the person that's supposedly representing you. And all these people who are, I put in quotation, leaders. They keep on. They're the best leaders. Be very weary and ask them, what have you done for me lately? And if they haven't, you know, you're going to be in the same position you're in right now, trying to reach somebody, you know. And so
one thing that my constituents would be mad at me and say, you didn't ask. Here at All Hustle No Fear, we are definitely cannabis advocates. I keep a 3-5 on me, not a smokable one, just earrings. Because you said you work for the police office, so I'm just talking about earrings when I say that. I ain't got weed on me, folks. But
because I can't smell it anyway.
Yeah, and you won't. Can you tell us about the cannabis laws in Clayton County? What kind of laws you would push towards? Yep, there it go. I got flagged cannabis. As soon as I started talking about cannabis,
they flag you.
Yep. I can't talk about a lot of different. That's why I don't go live on TikTok because violation. Yep. Okay, bet. I shut up. I be off. I get off.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we can talk about it here.
Okay.
I cut TikTok. Bye.
Okay.
Because I'm having my conversation. TikTok just won't be privy. Y'all better catch me somewhere else.
But cannabis. So each county, and even some cities have different
ordinances. So let's start there. So, what is the ordinance in Clayton County? If you get pulled over right now and you have cannabis on you, what happens? Do you get a fine? Are you going directly to jail?
So let us know. Me on this. I don't know the specific ordinance for Clayton County.
Okay, well, I need you to next time I talk to you.
You will.
Okay, thank you.
That's a bit. But I could tell you, I doubt that they will probably arrest you if you have like a gram or something like that.
Okay.
First of all, our jail is overpopulated.
Okay.
And they might give you a ticket, or it might just tell you to blow it out or something like that. I highly doubt they'll take you to jail.
Okay.
So just think about that. Now, a lot of people ask, am I for marijuana use? You can do whatever you want to do in your house. Whatever you want to do. Where I have an issue with it is when people are smoking out in public around children, like when you're going into a restaurant or something like that.
But that's the same with cigarettes. I don't want to walk in. I hate being able to like trying to walk into a restaurant, as you're saying, and the people are standing directly in front of the door and you're blowing the smoke out here. And like, that's not fair.
What gets me, what gets me and what ticks me is when I walk in the gym and somebody's smoking right there as you can. So you know me, I act a fool. Really? We're doing this right? It's like it would be better for you just to go on a treadmill and just go ahead and clap your lung. You're sitting up here smoking. Why you get the gym? So
I get you.
Like, don't do that. But again, people, whatever, as long as whatever you do in your own house, that's on you. But public, that's different.
Okay. So definitely, if there were some ordinances that came up, we would have your support.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yes. No. And actually, anybody who wouldn't support, they need to probably go sit down because they probably
prohibition laws are crazy at this point, because it's like you allow people to ingest or to do so many other things that cause people to go a little woo-hoo.
They just want to find a way to tax it first. Yeah. Once they like cigarettes, once they tax it, we're gonna be good to go. Once they tax it,
I will stand on this until it happens. But in my mind, once our neighbors, our neighboring states, legalize it for recreational, for the ability of
we already do it for medicine. We already do it for medicine.
Very
like epilepsy and stuff like that.
And the thing about it is that you still don't have a place where you can purchase the medicine. See, that's the issue for me. Allowing me to take the medicine, but I get in trouble if I ship the medicine in. I get in trouble if I have the medicine caught on me. And then this is the thing about Georgia as well. On the books, it's just it's the floral. But the concentrates. You going to big jail. You going to big jail for the concentrates. You going to big jail. Like, I should be able to consume my medicine the way I need to consume my medicine. I know a lot of people are against vapes, but and I'm not talking about vapes in tobacco. I'm talking about cannabis vapes. And if you get caught with a vape, we had Brandy on last week who let us know you going to big jail.
You going to jail?
You going to big jail. Okay. You going to big jail for them vapes. But like you were just saying, it's the smell. Okay, I can't consume cannabis and then smell like this and still feel professional. But I can hit this vape 1 to 2 times and, you know what I'm saying, get the same effects, still consume my medicine, and I don't smell like a pound. You know what I mean? But the fact that you feel like we got to figure out a way to meet technology with laws as well as prohibition. I will always stand on this and say we have to get to a point where it's not a Schedule 1 drug anymore. It cannot be a Schedule 1 drug, and you have states that have legalized it, and we're the United States. At this point, I don't feel as though we are the United States. We are individual parishes and countries.
But the federal level, at the federal level, they are getting on track. It started with Obama.
And Biden is trying.
Well, that's because
he's tired though.
Well, let's go. Okay. Let's get on, Joe. That's what I want to call him. We have to take into account. I always tell people
81 years old. It take a little bit longer to get places.
You're right. But the alternative is criminal.
The alternative is a dictator. He already said he coming in as it did. He used those words. That's not my word. Them his words.
So I like to tell people to go back to 2016 where people were saying there's no difference between Hillary and Trump. And I'm like, now after COVID, the major difference. I assure you the response Hillary would have been 100% different than Trump.
And anybody who's just staying on the fact, well, I make more money with Trump. Yeah, but making money and losing, making money and losing your rights are two different.
Not only your rights, but your life.
Right. I was just about to say, what does it matter if you making more money if people can still hang you from trees and the DOJ is not going to jump in and do anything about it? The fact that we've had multiple people that have been killed in ways that look, I'm gonna tell you something. Right. I'm gonna tell you something right now. There's not one black person in the United States of America that is gonna commit suicide by hanging themselves from a tree in the middle of a city. And you
three cases like that with Mississippi.
Say it again.
We've got some. It is shocking. I do think they need to.
And the fact that the DOJ hasn't done anything about that, or they not like that. That right there is taxing on me because all I hear is Obama standing up there saying Trayvon Martin could have been my son. He looked like me. And you know, when y'all say that Trump isn't a racist person, go back and look and see what Trump said about them boys that the Central Park 5. Go back and see what he actually did.
He said they should be hanged.
And they were innocent. You see what I'm saying? So like, don't just go off the fact that, you might have got a tax break or whatever else. My homegirl was telling me, she was like, she just realized because of Trump's taxes, she ended up having to pay more in taxes this year because he wasn't taking out the same amount of money out of her paycheck.
Not only that, but they changed the structure. So people need to realize the structure that was changed previously before. You guys remember when we listed number of deductions where it was like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? You guys know they changed that? It's only 2. It's either married or head of household. Married or head of household. So when I was teaching in the Virgin Islands, they said, you don't put married or head of household. I'm like, I can't put no 1 or 2 or 3. She's like, no. I'm like, when did this change? I'm like, what? So people, and then these people who are making these 6 figures always complaining, talking about, my taxes. Again, you ain't gonna be able to take the money with you when you're 6 feet under.
Exactly.
So all these people who got COVID, they were mainly one. Oh, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. But then didn't show up for work.
Your corpse will.
So it's like people, and I know we're saying this. It means you have to understand your voice is your vote. And if you don't really say anything, a lot of stuff tends to happen is be on you.
So we have a lot of people in the comment section, and I don't want to ignore you guys at all. I want to definitely give you guys a chance to ask questions, but I have used up every single minute that I could use on Hit's platform on air. Okay. But there's not another show after me right now. And so I can stay on for a little bit longer. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to give you guys a chance to drop your questions in the comment section. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. I am going to end my live on the Hits 92.3 radio platform. If you are listening there, thank you so much for staying and staying tuned in. You can watch us or just turn it on and listen. Because if you driving, I don't want you watching me. Okay. But you can turn on to YouTube at All Hustle No Fear. We're also on Hits 92.3's Facebook and their YouTube platform as well. You can drop your questions in the comment section. When we get back from this commercial break, we will be answering your questions. And of course, we're going to give the future Commissioner Gordon, who knows Batman, a chance to stand on his soapbox and really just let you guys know why you need to vote for him, because he's not a leader. He's not a leader. He's walking with you. And I absolutely love that. We're going to go ahead and play some music. Y'all know I love this song. This is Amnesty Lady featuring Chloe the God. Drop your questions and we'll be right back.
I'm a real nigga, but I'm I'm such a fucking lady since 18. My life been a film like Scorsese. It's crazy. I am still that bitch with a daydream, a day job amazing. I'm cash contemplating. I think about the green and she come to me. Invite her over when I want some company. I love her and she got me living comfortably. I need to pick me up, I pick me up some money. I got it out the limo with eyes. I think it's in my blood to cry. And niggas like to undermine, but this big Mindy bow with the underline. I'm a real nigga, but I'm such a fucking lady since 18. My life been a film like Scorsese. It's crazy. I am still that bitch with a daydream, a day job amazing. I'm cash contemplating. I think about the green and she come to me. Invite her over when I want some company. I love her and she got me living comfortably. I need to pick me up, I pick me up some money.
I just dug your bro out and then I took his hoe out. Told me showing skin is a sin, I took some more out. Like I could give a fuck about your rules and regulations. I could give a fuck about the bullshit that you saying. I got bigger balls than any nigga you know. I take all my calls on my other cell phone. They like, oh wow, she about to blow, they late. But anyhow, nice of you to show.
I'm a real nigga, but I'm such a fucking lady since 18. My life been a film like Scorsese. It's crazy. I am still that bitch with a daydream, a day job amazing. I'm cash contemplating. I think about the green and she come to me. Invite her over when I want some company. I love her and she got me living comfortably. I need to pick me up, I pick me up some money.
Okay, here we go.
She's so funny.
So let's go to the comment sections and let's see what kind of comments we have out there. Let's see. Jasmine Phillips is here. She said she has truly enjoyed this interview. Admin Anitra said, girl, they don't take taxes out your check till you make about $10,000. And that's messed up because they're still going to come back and want the tax money on that first $10,000. They not going to stop wanting that money. They still going to want that. So y'all make sure y'all understand the tax code and what's going on. And y'all are careful that you don't, let's see. Brandon Taylor laughing at me because I said scoot. And I meant exactly what I said. Let's see. Admin Anitra said, Commissioner Gordon, we are manifesting. You make me want to move back to Clayton County. And that's saying something because she's all the way up in one of the Carolinas.
Oh, wow.
South Carolina, North Carolina. I be mixing her and somebody else up, but she's out in the Carolinas. And that's something else too, you guys. My show is nationwide. As a matter of fact, it's actually worldwide because we be having people in Australia listening. It's some places down in Brazil that like me. Amsterdam, they be tuning in. And I don't know why. But up in Canada, them Drake folks up in Quebec, they like me up there in Canada. Nope, not yet.
Oh, you gotta
it's
go.
Too cold.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You don't like cold?
They ain't got a summertime.
Well, they always cold. Best place ever, Canada. I always tell people to go and visit. I've been like 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, Toronto. Where else? Mainly Toronto. Yeah.
This is a good one. Jasmine said it's true though. They need more of a transitional class or something after high school. And I think she's talking about the people when I was like they got IEPs and 504s, but that really is something that needs to be looked into. We have a lot of people right now who are being classified as ADHD, as autistic, and somewhere down the line we got to this gentle parenting, and I'm okay with gentle parenting to an extent, but if you are not teaching this person, because it's not just a child, this is a person, if you are not teaching this person how to flow with society, how to integrate in society, that you can't just get mad and start throwing stuff and have a temper tantrum and everybody's just going to be like, oh, just let them do it. No, because see, when you're a child and you're in the classroom and you tear the classroom up, they just move the class out and let you have your way, right? In real life, when you do that, a police officer shows up, and if you're Black, you'll get shot. Let's just be honest. So we have to find something to do with these people, not children, people who have, whether they're mental issues, whether they are psychological, whether they are behavioral. We got to find a way to do something with them after 17 and 18. And I don't mean like placing them somewhere. What I mean is programs, things to help them be functioning people in society that we ain't got to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we can also teach them a lot of different things. For example, I know when I was growing up, and I was like 16, 17, 18, I would have loved somebody to show me how to shave. I would have loved to have been able to groom myself, but I didn't necessarily know how. And so with a lot of our kids, even now, because, you know, a chunk of them have one parent in a household. So that's something we should seriously consider. Like I said, partnering with the church, with different community organizations to show kids how to do certain things, such as apply for college or apply for apprenticeship, or how to groom yourself, how to make a bed. There's just certain mechanics that kids don't know how. And it's like we're kind of moving away from that. And even though I know people say, well, like Generation X and Y and Z and all that other stuff, but we still need to make sure that our kids understand the basics. And if somebody, even though we might think people know how to brush their teeth, but not all kids know how to brush their teeth. And, you know, so that's something we need to consider having for these children.
I think this is DeBo Vibe say Grand Rising. I'm a proud resident of Clayton County, and I love what I'm hearing. Much respect for Dr. Gordon. Jasmine says something is occurring with Cop City in Atlanta, and the people don't want it.
Yeah, it's in our neighborhood. Black and brown neighborhoods, and so it like I said, the scary part is they're trying to prevent those people from actually voting on an issue. But then when they come up for re-election,
they want you to get out and vote.
So make your voice heard.
Do we have any questions on that end?
Do we have any questions on mine?
Okay, bet. Let's go ahead and give you that opportunity.
Sure.
So tell us, why are you running, and what do you plan on doing?
Sure. So the reason why I'm running is because my background has been in, I would consider to be the helping profession, social work, law enforcement. Even to this day, I'm a university professor. I manage a department of nearly 80 faculty members, have roughly around 3,000 students. And so I manage a budget of nearly $2 million. And so what's going to be important for the person who's going to be serving as commissioners to understand budgeting. I don't want power. I don't need fame. I always tell people, people, I want to grow up and be famous. No, I don't want any of those. What I want is for my daughter, I want to be able to leave my house to my daughter. And the way the taxes are going in Clayton County, that's not going to continue. That's not going to happen if they keep on continuously going up. And so I want to be the voice that represents the people at the highest level of government in Clayton County, which is the Board of Commissioners. And so I'm very serious when I say that I want people to be able to reach me, tell me their problems. I want to speak on their behalf. I don't want to speak for them, but again, on their behalf when it comes to issues that are related to them. I had a mother yesterday call me because we sent out the email yesterday. She's talking about how she had an issue with her daughter. She slapped the daughter. This was like in 2019, and she had a no contact order with the daughter, but the daughter's still been living with her. So now the daughter's getting ready to graduate. To graduate from high school.
Wait. Hold on. Maybe my brain don't understand what no contact mean, but
no contact.
How you have a no contact order, but you live with them?
Thank you. But get this, the daughter's getting ready to graduate. And so she called me and she's like, I want to be able to go to my daughter's graduation. I was like, ma'am, let me contact someone.
Wait a minute.
I know.
So she lived with you. Yes, you got to drop her off every day to school, but you can't go to her graduation.
She's afraid to go to her graduation because she feels that if she goes to her graduation, because there's no contact order, she's going to be arrested. So what I did was I emailed the district representative, the Board of Education district representative. I hopefully heard back from her today. I also emailed the solicitor's office, told him if he can, because I know he's probably super busy, if he can have me talk to someone, because we need to get this situation rectified as soon as possible. We don't want a mother thinking or fearing she's going to go to jail for going to her daughter's graduation. Yes, the daughter, she said she smacked the daughter when she was talking bad to her at school, but that happened in 2019, and so we're now.
My computer that old.
No.
So that's why I'm having problems with my computer now, because it's from 2019.
My point is like she should be able to go to her daughter's graduation and not feel that she's going to end up being arrested. So it's stories like that just make me very concerned. So she sent me all the.
Can you put me in contact with her? Because I'd like to just interview her in general. Because
I will send it to you.
How did we get here? That don't even make.
It don't make sense.
What judge was it? And what judge did y'all vote in that allowed this foolishness?
Send you her information. Not only that, the same thing with the reserve at Grant Park, where the community was for people who are 55 and older. They're jacking up the rent. But again, they came in on the premise that they're going to be affordable housing for residents, and it's something completely different. So again, my ultimate goal is to put a stop to a lot of this madness and chaos. The people are telling the Board of Commissioners, no, we do not want this in our community, and they're voting and still putting it in our community. That's going against what we want. And so what I'm going to do, sorry to be a rabble rouser or a troublemaker or whatever the case may be, but we're going to make our voices heard, whether it's protesting, whatever the case may be, because
it's voting.
We want affordable housing in Clayton County. We don't want y'all to keep on pushing us to the south of Jackson and Griffin and all those other counties. We want to stay.
Somebody in here just said that they're giving money to people to move to Columbus. Columbus, Georgia is offering more money, offering money to people to move out there. Yeah. So it's definitely something with what you're saying.
So again, I want people to call me. Go to my website, www.drediegordon.com. And I'm very responsive. I'm OCD when it comes to email. So if you send me an email, I doubt it will sit there for more than 1 hour, because I try to respond very, very fast. The same when it comes to calls and voicemails. I like for my phone to be clear. I don't like to have any unheard voicemail messages on my phone.
Y'all know that's on my list of things. I tell these folks at least once a month. I be like, this is y'all unsolicited reminder to go check your email. Go clean out your spam folder. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous that you've got 8,000 emails and your email address is how you're telling people to contact you. That's like saying, come to my house, and when I knock on the door, you don't answer. Why would you tell me to come here if you're not going to answer? So please, if you put your email out there as a form of communication, communicate.
Yes. Yeah. And those current officials or previous officials running for our office too. Those are the main ones. I beg of people, I implore people to join us on this journey, because this is a journey. We're going to have some people up against us who are supported by the previous person who held office. Also, her pastor is also running in this race. So we're going to have a slew of people throw a lot of stuff at us. If you come and join us, we go door to door, knock in, and we're doing phone calls. We're doing the whole entire gamut. So if you want to join our campaign, feel free to join us.
I would like to know, how do we know more about when the town hall meetings and things like that are happening? Because for me, I tend to feel like I found out about it either the day before it's happening, and for me, that's not gonna work. I can't just. I am a calendar person. As a matter of fact, I got 3 calendars in my office right now. I just put my calendar up for June because I'm thinking I'm in the future. You know what I mean? I'm planning ahead. So how can we find out about these meetings and when they're happening? And also, is there a way to make sure we're finding out about them in a reasonable amount of time? Because I think sometimes they do that on purpose so that you're not there.
So let me tell you. So I found out from a constituent that I'm supposed to be at a meeting that is May the 2nd. Yes. So they sent me an email saying the District 1 Commissioner candidates, and I'm like, isn't that me? Why am I just not finding? I had somebody send it to me. So I will tell everybody, as far as like letting people know. As soon as I know something, I usually post it on my website immediately, even if it's a job resource, if it's a food bank, whatever it is, if it's a job opportunity, I post it on my website because, again, I want people to know. The more people know, the more they're engaged in the process, and the more they can somewhat help themselves. So when it comes to the debates and stuff like that, I'm going to post it on my website. Because let me tell you, when it comes to District 1, always going to be a debate. It's not going to be cookie cutter. And the reason being is because all the people who are going to be on stage, I'm going to say specifically how I'm the best candidate for the position. You have 3 people who ran 3 different times before.
What have you done?
My point is the same message.
What have you done?
So believe me, you'll want to pay attention to the District 1 debates because I assure you, it's not going to be nothing nice.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and just smile with my pearly teeth.
Okay, let's do it. Jasmine also asked, she said, what are your plans or views? Because it might not be in your wheelhouse to be able to fix this, but what are your plans or views on childcare? The prices are getting outrageous.
So let me give you my own personal example. My daughter, I just switched her from daycare because she said a previous daycare didn't work out. I'm paying roughly nearly $200 a week.
Mm-hmm. And that's low. Somebody was like $200. That's low.
Before I was paying $300. Yeah. So
and that's because she's potty trained now, right?
That's true. That's
okay.
True.
Yeah. And that's not for people who have twins.
That's something separate.
That's not for people who had 2 under 2. Like, y'all got to understand, when you have families and you're expecting this to be a 2-income household, but you still want us to be the American dream with 2.5 kids and a dog, that how am I supposed to be a 2-person household when somebody got to watch these kids? I literally got into an argument with somebody about this because they were like, well, why you don't go start working at such and such? Like, you can get a job anywhere. And I was like, okay, let's just be honest, because I do hair. So for me, if I wasn't doing hair or if I'm not doing media, it wasn't going to work. Mm-hmm. But their thought process was, you can go get a job at McDonald's or Walmart or whatever, right? They were just throwing out jobs, right? Yeah. Okay. If I walked into a Walmart to go get a job, and at that time my kids were still small, at max after taxes, I might bring home $300 something a week, right? Yeah. Off of, because you're not going to give me 40 hours at Walmart. Let's just be honest. And at the time, you're going to make anywhere between $9 and if you're lucky, $15. But let's be honest, you're not going to get that 15, right? Okay. If I got to find daycare or aftercare for my kids, then that's the $300 that I just made for the week. I'm not going to work to give it to daycare. I'll stay at home and watch my kids and make them beanie weenies and watch Daniel's Tiger, my doggone self.
I will tell you.
I love Daniel Tiger.
My child.
I love Daniel. And Sid the Science Kid. Oh, man.
So the child care thing is a big issue because, one, it's almost like a catch-22 where on one end, if you make a certain amount of money, you can't receive caps. And that's the program with I think you have to be making under 12,000 or something like that.
And not only that, but they in your business. They want to know way too much. And tariffs and caps is not cool for me. I can't do it.
So I keep on. I don't get any support at all. It's just me, a single parent's income, and so I pay for it out of my pocket. And even though I'm reimbursed for my job because they reimburse for dependent care, if I didn't have that reimbursement, I would kind of be not almost, but I would be out of pocket. And so what I am going to do, I'm going to get some feedback from some of the residents, is see if there's a way where there are incentives for daycare providers who offer low rates for families in District 1. I'm sure it could happen right now because I'm not at the district level. I'm not a commissioner. There are probably resources that I just don't know about. And so what I want to do is first find out what can be done, if it's allowable, if it can be done. I will say this: if it can be done, it's going to happen. That's just how it is. So, but I can tell you, childcare it is tough.
Jasmine says she was just quoted $300 per week for a 4-year-old. She said that's a rent payment.
So, no, get this. So this is the thing: 4-year-olds. I just learned this. in the state of Georgia, all 4-year-olds go to pre-K. All 4 years. Yeah, I learned this.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I learned this. Yes.
Let me know, because first of all, let me tell y'all something. Pre-K is not required. Kindergarten is the only. First grade. Pre-K and kindergarten are not requirements. Okay, the only requirement is 1 through 12. Okay, now pre-K. Kindergarten is free, and kindergarten you can get anywhere. Pre-K, no, you gotta get the you gotta win that lottery.
No, but that's the thing though. All kids who are 4-year-olds, they're automatically entered into that lottery.
But if you
there's a budget for that, there's a specific
but your
budget.
Kid might not get it. Because I'm telling, I was on that. The way I was praying.
He was
Georgie was number 4 on that list, Shouted. When I tell you, I ain't never prayed for somebody not to show up to school so bad in my life. The way I would, oh my God. And then he didn't get to go to the neighborhood school, which was crazy to me. So what happened with us was we live in over by Ben Hill.
Okay.
So the home school that my kids should have went to, he didn't win the lottery to get into pre-K at that school. And we were put on a waiting list. And the way it worked was if you didn't show up to school that first day, you lost your slot.
Okay.
So we were number 4.
Oh, wow.
The way I was calling all day to find out if a kid did not show up. And finally that lady said, you know what? You gonna get a letter today because I think we can fit him in here. A couple kids didn't show up, but it didn't make it into my home school.
Oh,
so he made it into E.L. Connolly, which is way down Cascade. So for a whole year, we had to have transportation to get him to that school. Okay. And because it was pre-K, you can't miss that or else they'll kick you because it was, not pre-K. Is it pre-K? You got kindergarten. Yeah, no, it's pre-K. It's pre-K. So because of that, you couldn't get in. And now they do have pre-Ks at certain daycares. There are certain daycare facilities that have it. But again, it's the same thing. It's getting in there and making it in. It's not statewide. It's not, and it should be. There was a specific budget for it. Because the daycare owner told me, she's like, your daughter, you stopped paying in because my daughter turned 4 in May, and she's like, I'm gonna give you the application next week and she'll be good to go. You don't have to pay anything else. It's not everybody. Oh, wow. You gotta win, you gotta be diligent, and you gotta win that lottery to get in on that. And then it's crazy, like I said, you got 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids or whatnot, you might not get it for everybody. And it's it doesn't make sense. Just like in my district, my kids are Fulton County kids, they APS kids. My kids don't pay to eat at all. Okay. My son don't pay to eat. My daughter don't pay to eat. But if you go to DeKalb County, them kids got to pay to eat. And if they don't pay to eat, DeKalb County up there feeding them bologna sandwiches or telling them, well, your parents ain't paid, so you can't eat. Or they throwing the food away in front of the kids. Yeah, come on now. Yeah, nah, man, that Sunshine for President 2055 or whatever the date is.
I said correct because I thought it was a special budget for kids.
No, they gotta win. They gotta win. Now kindergarten, any kid can go to kindergarten. Okay. Pre-K, no, and yeah, they gotta win that lottery. Yep. Oh, wow.
He's lucky then.
She won that lottery. I'm trying to tell you, folks. I've been through it.
I've been paying.
Man,
it's tough.
And it really is.
So what I'll do, take it upon myself to go back and look and figure that one out because I'm gonna look and see if there was some. And
different counties might have different resources and run a little bit different. But I'm telling you, in APS Atlanta, everybody don't get to go to pre-K.
Wow.
No. Not everybody get to go to that. And then what I really felt bad for my daughter was when it was time for her to go to pre-K, it was COVID. So my daughter
virtual thing.
Yeah, they tried. So my daughter didn't even it didn't even matter that she had won the lottery or that she had got into pre-K. She was still at the house anyway. So it did not matter. It didn't matter. Yep. But she ended up at our home school, which was great. And I think it also had something to do with my son was already there. So it was already a kid in the school. And so, they kind of, make allowances for that. But we were in Zoom school. And so, yeah, y'all could have put Elmo on for my daughter and she would have did better in Zoom school. I'm just saying.
She'll be all right.
Hey, one, because that was crazy. That me and them teachers was getting on it. They were mad because they were like, she's not showing us the same respect. I said, ma'am, you are a face in a computer screen.
She can shut it down.
Yeah, she don't know you, and she ain't never been in a school before. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's never been in that environment, and all of a sudden you trying to get these kids to listen to you, and they, no, that's not gonna work out like that.
Yeah,
it's not.
COVID, it took a lot of lives, and it shaped our way of doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
In the States. So that's what happens when you elect a leader.
Yeah.
Who.
Yeah.
Really don't care.
So before we go ahead and get out of here, like I said, I just want to give you one more chance to tell everybody when to vote.
Yes.
The 29th through the
April 29th. That's when early vote starts. It ends from April 29th to May 17th.
And where are the locations that they can early vote with you? Because when Brandy was here, she was telling us the early locations that they could go to for Fulton County. So for Clayton County,
there are many different sections. Actually, to find out the specific location, if you go on my website, down below, there's going to be something that says voter information. And you click on there and it'll tell you where you can go. And also the county, I will say they do a good job of posting up what early vote locations are, because there's the recreational centers. In some cases, there are some churches. So I'm sure there'll be signs put up over the whole entire county about that. But to find out your specific polling location, go on my website and click on voter information, and it'll tell you. And I'm asking people to vote early, because you just never know on the day of. It might be raining, stuff might happen. And so in Georgia, we have a no excuse, what it called. You can request absentee ballot. You don't need an excuse, and just mail it right in. So, and
also, like I told y'all last week, your job cannot tell you that you can't leave to go vote.
Yeah, because you have 2 hours.
You get 2 hours. Yeah. As government employees get 2 hours, definitely. I think everybody else, they got to give you at least an hour, 2 hours. But what that means is they either have to give it to you at the beginning of your shift, the end of your shift, or at lunch. They cannot deny you the ability to vote. And if they do, who can they contact? Because that's the next good question. If your job does try to prevent you from voting.
A voter intimidation hotline.
Yeah.
There's a voter intimidation hotline that usually is posted on the county's website.
Okay.
Get
your boss fired.
Yeah. Well, So, and the last thing I'll say is that in Clayton County, I know you guys see a lot of people signs saying doctor this, doctor that. Let me just be very, very clear. And I'm not trying to call anybody out. But a PhD is a research degree. An EDS degree is not a doctor degree. Well, it is, but it's not a research degree. Again, just know the difference between degrees, because everybody and their mama got signs up saying doctor this, doctor that. Google their name and see if they have research papers out there. If you don't see a research paper or any type of dissertation by that person's name, then that's not a research paper. So please know the distinct difference.
He's basically saying he got the student loans to prove he's a doctor.
Yeah, I didn't buy my degree.
That's what he's saying. He's saying,
I went to school. I actually had to present my research to the Department of Corrections and present my findings. It wouldn't just do.
So that's what your doctorate is in?
My doctorate in criminology.
Oh,
justice.
okay.
Yes. So I actually had to do research. I had to present my research findings. My research is actually published in the Library of Congress.
Okay. So what was your dissertation on?
It was on female prisoners.
Okay. And you changed it. Wow.
The rate of female prisoners.
Wow.
Georgia Department of Corrections.
That's dope. That's really dope.
So please,
and he brought me a scone.
Yeah, y'all. You know, when we go out,
he didn't come empty-handed.
Yeah, we gotta bring
your mama.
Food.
Your mama. His mama taught him.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
The community taught me.
Right. My bad.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
bring
they
food.
taught him right
Yeah.
because he didn't come empty-handed. He came with, I might not be in Clayton County, but I want a yard sign.
Oh, sure, of course.
I
Get
want
on my website. I will bring you a yard sign myself.
T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want a shirt.
Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to. Yeah.
Definitely.
We like I said, we're coming to people. Don't forget to donate to our campaign.
Yeah, please donate.
Please donate because, like I said, we're having a slew of people come after us. So your donation would truly, if it's $10, $5, whatever you can donate, please donate. We really appreciate it.
I concur.
Like I said, we come to you. We're at the. I know this weekend we're going to be doing barbecue for the homeless. So we're doing a lot of stuff in the community. And so you just tell us what you need, and we'll be more than happy to come out.
Please let me know and let HITS in general know about different things that are going on. You have my phone number. I got your phone number.
And I'm coming back. I'm letting you know I'm coming back.
And he said something earlier, and it's crazy because me and my husband were talking about this last night, and I'm glad you don't, but I'm telling you right now, he's right. It's people out there who want money. It's people out there who want fame and fortune, and it's people out there who want power. He say he don't want power. I do. I do. I'm not big on fame and fortune. I don't want fame. I want the ability to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the back end things of me meeting all of these different people who are running for office and who are having change makers is that I got their phone numbers in my phone now. You know what I'm saying?
So when you text me, did I text you back?
Yeah, he did. He did. And he emailed me right back too. And it's like, that is real power. Power comes from when you can have leverage to get people to do things, where you can be in rooms that you might not necessarily have been able to be in because you don't know the right people that will open that door for you. That's where power comes from. So I do want you to have power. I want you to have power because power instills change. Now, how you utilize that power is how the change is either going to be beneficial or nefarious, right? So, yes, you do want some power because you need change.
Yes, we do.
Because we need change.
We do in Clayton County. We do because last little feel is that we're creating a population of homeless, elderly homeless population. Which is scary to me.
And we didn't even get on how out going that way. The amount of what are they doggone called? Efficiencies.
Oh,
the amount of people living out of efficiencies and living out of hotels. We didn't even get into that.
We had a case like that. Lady was living in a hotel. We were able to provide a list of resources, but stuff like that. I mean, we should be able to respond to people who need help. That is you can call being, representative.
There's no reason why the amount of kids that are in efficiencies are inefficiencies. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason why a school bus should have to pull up to an efficiency and pick kids up to take them to school. If you don't see a problem with that, you got to understand that's not the problem of those people. That's the problem of the community and not having housing for these people to go to. Even down to the squatters, y'all. People aren't just stealing homes and things because they want to. They stealing homes because they don't have any other options. And what do you want them to do? Just live on the street? That's not what they're going to do. They're going to find a way to house themselves, whether it is legal or not legal. And that's what we're seeing happening. We're seeing it happen more because of the fact that we can't afford housing. We can't afford the rent. We can't afford the mortgages. We can't afford the taxes so that we don't lose our homes. You know what I mean? And if we don't fix that, you're going to see way more singles in and days in and $2.99 for a week popping up. And think about that. $300 for a week for 4 weeks. That's $1,200. That is rent. That is being able to afford rent. But the difference is they're able to pay on a different schedule. The difference is they didn't have to have first month, last month, and deposit to be able to get into this domicile, right? It's way different trying to get a place to stay and you just got to give them that $250 or that $200 to move in. It's different when they want $1,600 to move in. Plus, You got to pay your deposit, which is half. Plus, you got to pay first and last month rent.
And that's on the low end. In Clayton County, it is going up above $2,000 a month. Elderly couple. Go back.
What are the amenities for the city if I'm paying $2,000? Like, you got to understand that too, y'all. If you paying a lot in rent, you're supposed to have amenities. Yeah. And I don't mean just amenities at your location, like in your apartment complex. Amenities are how far is the nearest hospital. Mm-hmm. Amenities are how far is the fire department. Amenities are the school system. Amenities are, baby, the fact that we living in a food desert. Amenities are grocery stores. You see what I'm saying? If the only thing that you have in your neighborhood is a Family Dollar and a Dollar Tree, that's a problem. Where is the Kroger's with the S? Where's the Kroger's? Where, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. That's why you're paying the rent that you're paying. It's not because you've got a silver refrigerator compared to a white one. Those aren't amenities. So I'm sorry.
We got to get when you going from there,
baby.
When you run from there?
Don't you say that to me?
I will hear
you and say,
I will serve as your strategist. Come on now.
Y'all don't want me because what's his name? I will Eric Mays the hell out of y'all. Y'all don't want me because I'm coming up there with an Eric Mays t-shirt on, just so y'all already know. I'm reclaiming my time.
Y'all don't get you. We're gonna get you on a commission or something because see, we need voices like this. And some people have been in politics for
now,
so
God
long.
told me with my job is to get the information out there.
Yeah.
My job, that's why I'm saying more things where I need to know where this stuff is at so I can pull up. Because if I pull up, I'm telling everybody with me to pull up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I pull up, I'm bringing my cameraman and we going live and y'all not going to miss this. We going to see this live in real time in action. Yeah. You can't, like, my mouth is big.
We don't do scripts. No script, unscripted.
Right. And I don't have a problem asking you a question. Another thing too is something that we don't do enough of during the like you said, go back and find out about these people. How have you been voting? If they've been voting against you already, why would you give them another chance to vote against you again?
You might have a different wig, a different type bodysuit, but you ain't changing.
Look, start treating these politicians the same way you treating y'all spouses and y'all boyfriends and stuff like that. Hey, if you ain't loving on me and spoiling me, then I don't want to be with you. Stop letting these politicians take y'all to Waffle House when they need to be taking you to the Cheesecake Factory.
No, that's not. Let's at least get them to. Let's at least get them to Denny's.
I mean, Denny's is racist.
Well, okay. No Denny's.
We're not going to Denny's now.
You're right. We can't do Denny's, but
I'm old school. We could go to Folks. Y'all remember that? I'm sorry. My bad.
That chicken, that's the good chicken.
My bad. Did I pull y'all back? My bad.
Bring back so many memories.
We can go back to Big Daddy's. We can take them to Big Daddy's.
Oh, good memories.
Yeah, I'm old ATL. Oh. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. But I know this is not the last time that we are going to see or hear from you, future commish.
Yes, we will be back.
Yes, before
the election and after the election.
Definitely.
We're going to be back.
Because even if, God forbid, you don't fulfill that seat, I still feel as though you are somebody who is going to stay on their head.
We're going to reclaim our time. We're going door-to-door, phone, every single phone. Again, please join us. Mm-hmm. Go to the website, tell us you want to join us. People think I'm joking. Most people have been going up to the homes. They've been surprised, like, oh, you come to this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I?
I ain't scared.
Why wouldn't I come to this neighborhood?
I ain't scared.
My daughter, I'm sitting up there with her little trike, sitting up there, like one lady, I'm going up to her house with my daughter. And she's like, is this you? She was like, yes, ma'am. Did it, Dr. Gordon want your vote? She was like, I'm just so surprised. And you brought the little one. Yes. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm usually out. Mm-hmm. We're in the community.
He said, I'm a real dad.
First of all, I'm not a step. No,
he said, I'm a real dad. This really my kid.
Yeah, not only first of all, you look.
I ain't just kissing babies just to be kissing babies.
And my child, she will look at you crazy too.
It's all right. It's all right. They watching us, and that's what they supposed to do.
Yes,
and that's what they supposed to do. So I'm very happy that I met you.
Yeah.
So that you could introduce me to
Best
him.
campaign manager on
She
earth.
ain't playing.
I tell you, Miss Robin Stewart, I've been on it almost nearly 30 years. Best campaign person ever. I don't care what anybody say.
Definitely. When I run, I'm gonna get you.
First of all, they got people right now who really need it. That's a different story. So,
like, as a matter of fact, have you met Vonnie? we got somebody else in Clayton County might need to go ahead and be talking with you too. But with that being said, anybody else out there that is running for a position, anywhere,
this is the place to come.
Come on,
Yeah.
and I promise you, the microphone will work.
That's right.
We get this mic on. We gonna be heard.
Yeah.
We gonna be heard. You know what I mean? So thank you again. We gonna go ahead and get out of here, but you will be seeing parts of this again on my Instagram. Make sure you guys reshare. If you're not in Clayton County, but you have family members in Clayton County, tell them to vote. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Exactly. Request a yard sign. Make sure your voice and your opinions are heard, and they're heard by somebody who will reiterate them to make sure that they are heard by the right people. That's always what I've stood on. That's always what I believed in as well. And that's why I'm champion for voting, and why I'm pushing as many people as I can to make sure that they standing up and their voice is heard. Because if you don't use your voice, there are definitely people out there who are trying to silence it.
Yes, and we're the only candidates in District 1 who's supported by the union. So the local union, which we love, and the AFL-CIO, the North Atlanta Council here in Atlanta, have supported us. So we love unions. We're going to be on the front line, ensuring that we're fighting for people for affordable housing and livable wages. So again, we want to thank the unions, the local union and the one in Atlanta.
Awesome. Jasmine said this was a wonderful interview. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you here again, tuned in. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I'm gonna play y'all a little bit of music to get out of here, but as always, you know, you can tune in, and we're here for the city. Like, we're here for the people. You know what I mean? That's literally what I'm here for. And I'm glad that I can be a part of this. So let me see. I want to play something respectful.
Okay.
Y'all know I ain't got too much respectful music. You know, we kind of hood over here. But you know what? Here is Obiage with Tides Turn, because we need the tides to turn. Here we go.
So it seems I got some enemies, yeah. I can feel it in your energy, yeah. I see you hating on what's meant to be, but a nigga too blessed to be stressed out. I'm too blessed to I'm too blessed to be stressed out. I'm too blessed to I'm too blessed to be stressed. We've been kicking it hard for a minute. I cherish the memories all that we've been through. I guess that I didn't prepare for the moment that we couldn't work through our issues. Difference between us and time is the reason, and really I can't even blame you. It is what it is. I gotta forgive. Shit, I don't wanna change you. I gotta respect we had a connection. That shit was the truth. The natural selection, I call it divine intervention. No lessons when I was a youth. Had different direction. We had to define our blessings for trying to get in the game. I still came through in the clutch. Fourth quarter with range. I'm calling static on the line. Lose my senses. Destined for greatness while stuck in place with my mental dedication. But still at times I will forget myself. Caught up in some shit. Hesitation I probably felt because of empty validation from somebody else. I never wanted to be amongst some Watch your step, take me back to realer times when we was fine. We could talk without the drama. Now we fuss and fight, living life, bonding over trauma. I release you, girl. Said I release you, girl. Yeah. Said I release you, girl. Said I release you. Yeah. Cause tides turn, baby. Tides turn, tides turn. I'm so wavy, yeah. So baby, don't chase me. I hope you get home safely, yeah. Cause tides turn, baby. Tides turn, tides turn. So wavy, yeah. So baby, don't chase me. I hope you get home safely. I really don't know what we're gonna be, but I gotta let go, girl. Cause you disturbing my peace. Really feel it's that time now. You need some time and some space, so I gotta let you know, girl. Gotta put you back in your place, and then I gotta move on, just move on. Move on, move on, just move on, move on, just move on. Cause tides turn, baby, tides turn, tides turn. I'm so wavy, yeah. So baby, don't chase me. I hope you get home safely, yeah. Cause tides turn, baby, tides turn, tides turn. I'm so wavy, yeah. So baby, don't chase me. I hope you get home safely.